Shanti. Good morning. Listen to today's Murli for 9th May 25. The essence is, sweet children, you should have the intoxication that Shiv, whom everyone worships, has become our father and that we are now personally sitting in front of him. Question: why do people ask God for forgiveness? Are they really forgiven? Answer: people believe that God will punish them through Dharamraj, the supreme judge, for the sins they have committed. This is why they ask for forgiveness. However, they have to suffer for their sins in the form of the suffering of karma. God does not give them any medicine. They have to experience punishment in the jail of a womb. They receive visions of the things they have done. Because you didn't follow God's directions, this is the punishment for it. So, nobody can escape the return of their karma. The song is, you wasted the night in sleeping and the day in eating. Om Shanti. Who said this? The spiritual father said this. He is the highest on high father. He is higher than all human beings and also higher than all souls. There is a soul in each one. You receive bodies in order to play your parts. You can now see how much regard there is for the bodies of the sannyasis, etc. People praise their gurus, etc. so much. This unlimited Father is incognito. You children understand that Shiv Baba is the highest on high. There is no one higher than him. Dharamraj is with him. This is why people on the path of devotion ask for forgiveness. Oh God, forgive me. But what can God do? Here the government would put someone in jail. That Dharamraj will give punishment in the jail of a womb. The consequences of the actions performed have to be suffered, and this is called the suffering of karma. You now know who suffers for their actions and what happens. People say, oh God, forgive me, remove my pain and sorrow, and grant me happiness. Does God give you medicine? He can't do anything. So why do they ask God for that? Because Dharamraj is also with God. When you do something wrong, there definitely has to be suffering for it. Punishment is received in the jail of a womb. Visions are given of everything you have done. Punishment would not be given without first showing you visions of what you did. There is no medicine etc. in the jail of a womb. Punishment has to be experienced there. When the child is in the womb of the mother, the child goes through this process of repentance and settling the karma. That's why when you see that when babies are born, there's a certain kind of innocence. It's because of the silence, it's because of the repentance and the settling of the karma. So there's no medicine etc. in jail of a womb. Punishment has to be experienced there. When they experience sorrow, they say, God, liberate me from this jail. In front of whom are you children now sitting? The Father is the highest on high, but he is incognito. Everyone else's body is visible, whereas here Shiv Baba doesn't have his own hands or feet. Who would accept the flowers, etc.? If he wanted to, he would have to accept them through this one's hands, through Brahma's hands. However, he doesn't accept anything from anyone. Just as Shankaracharya says that no one should touch him, so too the Father says, how can I take anything from impure ones? I don't need flowers, etc. On the path of devotion, temples to Somnath, etc. are built and flowers are offered. However, I do not have a body of my own. How could anyone touch the soul? He says, how can I accept flowers from impure beings? No one can touch him. Impure ones are not allowed to touch him. Today they may be saying Baba, whereas tomorrow they could become residents of hell. Baba wouldn't even look at such ones. The father says, I am the highest on high. According to the drama, I also have to uplift the sannyasis, etc. No one knows me at all. People worship Shiv, but they don't know that he is the god of the Gita and that he comes here to give us this knowledge. Sri Krishna's name has been put in the Gita. If Sri Krishna gave the knowledge, what would Shiv have been doing? If Krishna gave the knowledge of the Gita, then what was Shiv doing? Why is Shiv called the Supreme? Therefore, some people think that he never comes at all. Oh, but you wouldn't call Sri Krishna the purifier. I am called the purifier. It is also only a few of you who are able to have so much regard. He remains so simple and explains, I am the father of all the sages, etc. I am also the father of every single soul, even Shankaracharya, etc. Of course, the fathers of their physical bodies, but I am the father of all souls. Of course, there are father of the physical bodies, but I am the father of all souls, Baba says. Everyone worships me. I am now sitting here personally in front of you. However, not all of you understand who it is you are sitting in front of. Souls have become used to being body conscious for birth after birth. Therefore, they are unable to remember the Father. They continue to look at bodies. If they became soul conscious, they would be able to remember that Father and follow his Srimad. The Father says, everyone is making effort to know me. Only those who become completely soul conscious by the end will pass. A little body consciousness will remain in the rest. The Father is incognito. You cannot give him anything. Daughters can go to the temples of Shiv to explain. It is you Kumaris who give Shiv Baba's introduction. Of course, there are both Kumars and Kumaris. Kumars too must have given the introduction to others. Mothers are especially uplifted because they have done greater service than men. Therefore, your children should have a keen interest in doing service, just as there is keen interest in other studies. Those are physical, whereas this is spiritual. By studying a physical education and learning drill, etc., you receive nothing. For instance, when a couple have a child, they would celebrate his naming on the sixth day with a lot of pomp and show. But what would he receive? There isn't enough time for him to attain anything. Anyone who departs from here now would have to take rebirth, but he would not be able to understand anything. So when we take rebirth, all of our previous memories are wiped off. So we don't remember anything. So anyone who studied here and left his body would go and remember Shiv Baba in his next childhood according to what he had learned. This is a mantra. If you try to teach a small child, he is not going to understand anything about a tiny point, etc. He would simply say Shiv Baba, Shiv Baba. Remember Shiv Baba and you will receive the inheritance of heaven. If you explain to him in this way, he would be able to go to heaven, but he wouldn't be able to claim a high status. There are many such children who come and continue to say Shiv Baba, Shiv Baba. Then their final thoughts will lead them to their destination. A kingdom is being established, people worship Shiv, but they don't know anything. Just as little children continue to say Shiv, Shiv, but don't understand anything, so here too people worship him, but don't have the recognition. Therefore, you should tell them, the one whom you worship is the ocean of knowledge and he is the God of the Gita. He is teaching us, no other human beings in the world would say that Shiv Baba is teaching them Raj Yoga. Only you children know this, but nevertheless you forget it. God speaks, I teach you Raj Yoga. Who said God speaks? Lust is the greatest enemy, and it has to be conquered. Renounce the old world. Hatha yogis are limited renunciates. They are limited renunciates. They leave their physical homes, so they are limited renunciates. The one, that one is Shankaracharya, and this one is Shivacharya, Shiv the teacher. He is teaching us. You cannot say Sri Krishna Acharya. He is a small child. There is no need for this knowledge in golden age. You children can do very good service wherever there are temples to Shiv. Go to Shiv temples. If the mothers go there, that is good. But if the Kumaris go there, that is even better. Tell them, we now have to claim our fortune of the kingdom from Baba. The Father is teaching us, and we will then become emperors and empresses. The Father is the highest on high. No human being could give us such teachings. This is the Iron Age. It was their kingdom in Golden Age. How did they become the king and queen? Who taught them Raj Yoga so that they became the masters of the Golden Age? The one whom you are worshipping is teaching us and making us into masters of the Golden Age. Establishment takes place through Brahma, sustenance through Vishnu. Those who belong to an impure family path then go and belong to the pure family path in Golden Age. They say, Baba, make us impure ones pure. Purify us and make us into deities. There too, it is a family path. They have no desire to become gurus of the path of isolation. You can become gurus of those who become pure. There are many such companions who don't get married for wives. Therefore, you children can do all of these types of service. Let there be this keen interest within you. Why should we not become Baba's worthy children and go and do such service? Destruction of the old world is in front of you. Shiv Baba says, Sri Krishna can't exist here. He only comes once in the golden age. He cannot have the same features and the same name in another birth. In 84 births, he would have 84 features. Sri Krishna cannot teach this knowledge to anyone. How could that Sri Krishna come here? You now understand all of these things. For half of each cycle, you have very good births, and then the kingdom of Ravan begins. Human beings become absolutely like animals. They continue to fight and quarrel with one another. It is the birth of Ravan, is it not? However, it is not that a soul takes 8.4 million births. There are so many varieties of species, but that doesn't mean that souls take that many births. They have said, right, that the soul goes through so many 84 million varieties of species and then gets this human form. So Baba says it doesn't happen that way. The Father sits here and explains all of this. He is God, the highest on high. He teaches us, and this one is there next to him. If you do not study well, you become someone's maid or servant. Would you become a maid or servant of Shiv Baba? The Father explains, since you do not study, you will go and become maids or servants in Golden Age. What would someone become if he doesn't do any service at all, but simply eats, drinks, and sleeps? It comes into your intellect that you will become what you will become, and yet you feel, I will become an emperor. So Baba says that we all would know inside our conscience what effort we make, and yet we aim at becoming emperors. They won't even come in front of Baba. So Baba says they won't even come in front of Baba. They understand for themselves what they would become, but they still don't feel any shame. They don't understand that they have to make progress and attain something for themselves. This is why Baba says, do not think that it is this Brahma who tells you these things. And always consider it to be Shiv Baba who is telling you. You have to have regard for Shiv Baba. Dharamraj is with him. Otherwise, a lot of punishment will have to be experienced from Dharamraj. Kumaris have to become very clever. It shouldn't be that you hear something here, but as soon as you go outside, it's all finished. There is so much expansion on path of devotion. The Father says, now renounce poison, become residents of heaven, create such slogans, become courageous lioness. You have found the unlimited Father. Therefore, why should you be concerned about anything else? The government does not believe in religion, so How would they come here to change from humans into deities? They say we don't believe in any specific religion. We consider everyone to be one and the same. In that case, why are you fighting and quarreling? There's falsehood and nothing but falsehood everywhere. There is not a trace of truth anywhere. The first lie begins with the lie of saying that God is omnipresent. There is no such religion as Hinduism. Christians have their own religion. They do not change themselves. It is only these people of Bharat who change their religion and say that they are Hindus, because Hinduism is not a religion. Yeah, it used to be the original eternal deity religion, which then some people got transferred into different religions. And Baba says that those who remain started calling themselves as Hindus. Just look at the names they give themselves: Shri, Shri, so and so. However, no one can be Shri, that is elevated at this time. No one can even give Shrimat. Those are just their iron aged directions. How can you say that this is Shrimat? If you Kumaris become alert and active, you can explain to anyone. However, very good and clever Yogyuk daughters are needed to explain. Acha, to you, sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says namaste to you, spiritual children, and the spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharna. In order to make progress, remain engaged in doing the Father's service. Simply to eat, drink, and sleep means to lose your status. Have regard for the Father and His teachings. Make full effort to become soul conscious. Imbibe the Father's teachings and become worthy, obedient child. Today's blessing. May you be a Yog Yukt and Yukti Yukt server. Baba said today that we all need to become Yog Yukt. So may you be a Yog Yukt and a Yukti Yukt server and remain beyond while doing service. Those who are Yog Yukt and Yukti Yukt servers remain constantly beyond while doing service. Yog Yukt meaning one who is in Yog, and Yukti Yukt. Yukti means method. Yukti Yukt means the one who follows the accurate method. So they remain beyond while doing service. It is not that they are unable to become bodiless because they have a lot of service to do. When you remember that it is not your service but the Father has given it to you, you will remain free from bondage. Practice, I am a trustee. I am free from bondage. At times that are extreme, practice the Karmatit stage, your final stage. Just as you control the traffic of your thoughts every now and then, in the same way, at times that are extreme, experience the final stage and you will be able to pass with honors in the final moments. So consider this to be your final stage. Practice I am a trustee, free from bondage, a yogic stage. If it is extreme, then practice becoming karmatit. Baba says, go beyond the karmic account. Angelic. That's the simple way. Baba says. Slogan: Good wishes transform reasons into solutions. Good wishes transform reasons into solutions. Today's Avyak signal. Purity is the speciality of your special Brahmin birth. Pure thoughts are food for your Brahmin intellect. Pure drishti is the light of your Brahmin eyes. Pure actions are the special business of your Brahmin life. Pure relations and connections are a code of conduct of your Brahmin life. Very nice. Pure thoughts are food for the intellect. Pure drishti is the light in the eyes. Pure actions are the special business of your Brahmin life. Pure relations and connections are a code of conduct maryada of this Brahmin life. Don't labor in adopting something that is so elevated. Don't adopt these things by force. This purity is a blessing of your life. So once I start calling myself a Brahmin, or once I understand that I am a Brahmin, Baba says these are blessings of this Brahmin life. So I don't need to labor to get these or to become to stay pure and all of that. It becomes easy. Sure. So let's remember Baba. Today Baba says that forgiveness, nobody receives any forgiveness. So what happens when we ask for forgiveness and when we learn forgiveness? What it means is that when I practice forgiveness in meditation, it is helping me to decrease the impact or the impact of the action that I have performed, or that I'm seeking forgiveness for. So, what seeking forgiveness does is it is removing that um, the guilt from the soul. It's removing the sorrow that that action is causing on the soul. But Baba says you have to, because it was an action performed, law of karma applies, and you will go through the result of that. So it's not that once I seek forgiveness, I will not receive the return of that action. I will receive it, but uh, probably because I have seek forgiveness every day, I'm not, sometimes when we don't forgive ourselves for something, we keep reminding, right? That thought keeps coming back and it's like dying every day, right? It's like going through that suffering every day. So when we seek forgiveness, that changes. So I'm not going through that suffering every day. But definitely I will go through the settlement of that karma. So if we don't practice forgiveness and meditation, if I'm not imbibing divine virtues, if I'm not receiving blessings from Baba, then I will be going through that suffering every single day. Otherwise, it will happen in one way and just get settled. So that is how forgiveness works. But Baba says, I don't forgive anyone because what can he do? If he forgives, then he needs to forgive everybody. So Baba says, I don't forgive, even though he's called the merciful one, the one ocean of forgiveness and all of that. And here he says, I don't forgive. So what does he do? He says, I have mercy on you and I give you the understanding, I give you this knowledge to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Many a times we say that I cannot forgive this one. So one is forgiving the self, the other is forgiving someone else. And we say that I cannot forgive them. But who is holding on to the suffering by not forgiving the other? I am. So that's why I forgive. Let go, forgive. Because if I don't forgive, I am holding on to the sorrow. I am holding on to the suffering. And who am I to say that I am not going to forgive you? Who am I to say that? When God says that I come and have mercy on all of my children, am I bigger or higher than God to think that I cannot have mercy on this one? No, they did this wrong. I cannot. Sometimes we try to stick to our own ideals and, um, our own beliefs. It's so strong that we don't realize that what damage it is doing to the self. The other day, I was talking to someone, and the person was not ready to let go of what the other did to him, right? And there was this thing of revenge, and it's like, okay, you've taken your revenge, you made sure that that person you know, doesn't get the business or whatever. But now, come on, put a full stop to it. It's okay. No, the person was not ready to let go of that. Now, the person doesn't realize that he is holding on to the suffering. What karma are you creating? People don't understand all this. So, really, if you're holding on to anything against anyone, you are creating that karma for yourself. Okay, the person did wrong to you, gave you sorrow, whatever. You took your, you said something, you did again, you also did something. Now let it go. But people hold on to that for years and then they don't realize that they are suffering through that. And they are in that denial that no, I'm fine, no, I'm fine, but no, I'm not going to let that person, you know, forgive that person. So, this is what forgiveness is. So, let's remember Baba, the Supreme Soul, the highest on high, is my Father, the Father of I, the Soul, the Father of all souls in the world, God the highest on high, is my Supreme Teacher who teaches me every day how to conduct myself. He is my true Guru who guides me towards salvation and liberation. I, the soul, am originally and eternally pure. Purity is my true sanskar, my true nature. Purity is my code of conduct. I remind myself of my true nature. And today, whoever I meet and interact with, I will see them as a pure soul, pure child of God, as pure beings, child of God, ignorant of this knowledge and playing their part. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So have a great day.